Jeffcom 911, what is the address of the emergency?
For West Metro Fire Rescue and the district we serve, 2020 was a year unlike any other. It was a year of extremes. We celebrated our 25th anniversary as a fire district and also faced the challenge of COVID-19 pandemic. In all, West Metro crews responded to more than 35,000 calls, from structure fires to wildland fires, vehicle crashes, medical emergencies, and animal rescues.
Engine 2, full victim.
Throughout the year, we relied on training and best practices to protect the community and our firefighters as the number of COVID-19 cases continued to escalate. We found new supply sources for personal protective equipment, or PPE, as the nation was dealing with a shortage. We implemented innovative methods to disinfect our ambulances, including using UV light. And with all the new protocols, our firefighter paramedics were taking extra care to connect with patients.
My name is Anthony DiTullio. I'm a firefighter paramedic for West Metro Fire Rescue.
My name is Trevor Diaz. I'm a firefighter paramedic at West Metro Fire. I became a firefighter because I wanted to help people. I felt like this job is very important in society, and we get to go out and see people on their worst day and just make it as good as it can be.
When I was a junior in high school, it occurred to me that I was not cut out to work in an office type setting. I knew that with my personality, I liked dynamic environments and I liked helping people. So the fire service was perfect.
On every emergency medical call now, we're wearing a full coverall, like a Tyvek suit basically. We are wearing either a respirator or like an N95 mask, goggles on, and then obviously gloves and things that we wore prior.
It's changed our world quite a bit. For example, we receive new protocol updates, which are kind of the guidelines that we follow every 6 months. So when all of the new protocols came out for COVID, with a whole new set of criteria for a whole new illness that didn't exist before. So there certainly was a steep learning curve in the beginning of as far as what we were supposed to look for, what we were to do once we found what we were looking for, and then how to treat it from there.
A little cold outside.
The patients that we've treated that we suspect have COVID really present warm to the touch. They look very exhausted. They look sick as most people that are sick look, right? They look like they're uncomfortable, kind of miserable, shorter breath.
Talk to me about the breathing, the difficulty breathing. Is this something that you've experienced before?
We had to learn that we still needed to maintain patient rapport, because patients, when they call 911, are not used to seeing all these people show up in their living room with white suits and masks on. So it's important to maintain that human-to-human relationship, I think. Generally, the way I like to approach it is say, "Good afternoon, ma'am or sir. My name is Anthony. I'm a paramedic on the ambulance. We all wear these suits on all the calls. It's for your protection and ours. And what's going on today?" And that seems to immediately establish the baseline of, okay, everything is still going to be all right, and we can figure this out.
Okay, does that help?
There's so much tension just with people not knowing what are the symptoms that they have and how do they coincide with COVID. And so I think our role is to try to just calm that situation down and let them know that if they have it, it's not necessarily a situation where they're going to be in the ICU or something like that or put on a ventilator, and we can kind of assess what are their symptoms, how far along are they if they did have the virus, and from there just kind of work to make sure that they're getting better. Even though we're in the midst of this COVID outbreak, we're still running other medical calls, and that can be anything from a car accident to a heart attack to a stroke. And we're really focused on what this particular patient has. I think that COVID's gotten a lot of national attention, as it should, but ultimately people in the district are still suffering from a number of different things, and we need to make sure that we're taking care of them from every angle.
Until a vaccine is widely available, we expect to see many more cases of COVID-19 in our district and across the state. the simple steps you can take to protect yourself, your family, and our community. Wear a mask, practice social distancing, and wash your hands. In 2020, our ARMCAR, or Advanced Resource Medic, continued to assist patients with medical care, helping them avoid a trip to the emergency room and saving thousands in healthcare costs. The ARMCAR staff can treat patients where they are, at home or at work. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, the program has been extremely valuable in making sure patients get the right level of care. In the coming year, West Metro will be expanding the program from 4 to 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Across Colorado, the 2020 wildland fire season was record-setting, stretching into early December. A very long season that saw West Metro firefighters on the fire line assisting on several large incidents, including the Pine Gulch, East Troublesome, and Cameron Peak fires. Members of our wildland team often work on fires outside the district and outside the state. The opportunity gives our crews experience that they bring back to the district.
That's affirmative.
Some of that experience outside the district comes from helping our neighbors. We call it mutual aid. And in 2020, West Metro firefighters assisted on several incidents. One of those calls, a fire in July at the Coors Brewery in Golden, where West Metro was one of 5 agencies working together. The fire was located on the roof of an unused building and did not impact brewery operations. In November, our technical rescue team assisted with the rescue in Clear Creek Canyon when a base jumper crashed on the side of a steep slope. Using a rope system, firefighters moved the jumper down to the road and then into a waiting ambulance. Thankfully, he sustained non-life-threatening injuries. West Metro is an all-hazard fire agency, which means our crews have to be prepared for anything, whether it's a rope rescue, structure fire, a water rescue, or a hazardous materials response. Every year, every single firefighter goes through hundreds of hours of training. It's how we stay ready.
Engine 16, Medic 16, District 1. Respond to an MVA, northwest corner of the training center drill ground.
Today's drill is a multi-vehicle accident. We dispatch the crews to a traffic incident or an MVA into this location, and we give them limited information until they start to roll.
We got another one down here.
And we throw them some curved balls. We have 2 of the vehicles on fire. We include a school bus.
There's a victim in here.
Patients in varying capacity, so they have to make some decisions on what they want to prioritize with the crew that they have available and how they're going to get stuff done.
We need to start a second engine and another medic as well as an extrication response.
We've limited their approach so they can't get right close to the scene, and there's some blocking, such as this school bus behind me, that obstructs view to the entire scene. And then there's other vehicles we've parked to limit their access area, such as abandoned vehicles that have been put in the way and restrict our access. So the company officer goes on scene, gives a quick size up, and then we're expecting them to do a further size up by doing that 360 and get a complete scope and view of the entire scene.
When I walk up as an officer, initially I see a truck fire, but you don't know what else is involved. You see a school bus, and then once you get halfway through the scene, you see an additional car fire, as well as a minivan, and then the minivan is smoking. So where are my patients? Where are the drivers of this vehicle? How many people are in this vehicle? Is this school bus loaded with kids, or does it just have one driver? So officers are presented with a lot of different possibilities, and they need to figure out what's going on and what they're working with.
Take a van for people, and let's check that other car that's on fire. Moving to the front. Engine 16, Medic 16, Cleo.
Traffic collisions happen within the roadway, and people often stop to look to see what's going on or to stop and render aid. So we can't always pull up where we've got a perfect view of what's going on.
Like calls we run on I-70 or C-470, we don't have fire hydrants up and down highways and in parts of our district, so we only have 500 gallons on the rig. So what are you going to do with that 500 gallons? Are you going to put out this fire? Are you going to put out the car fire on the other side of the scene? Are you going to call an additional rig to help out with that? What are you going to do with your limited resources?
After 360, we had a 4-vehicle MVA.
Challenges are good for us to develop a deeper thought process, experience different things. We develop a more cohesive working environment with our crews when we have multiple dimensions to overcome.
Keep your walk out. Okay.
This training helps us come up with decisions and prioritize what needs to be done first, which in the fire service is life safety, property conservation, and then scene preservation, are generally speaking the order of our priorities that we take to every call.
Our training emphasizes the importance of a quick response. We know that the faster we can get on scene, the quicker we can provide life-saving care and prevent property damage or loss.
Get him out.
In August, a Wheat Ridge family found out what our firefighters already know, just how fast fire can move.
From the first sign of smoke under the front window in this Wheat Ridge family's living room.
What you can see in this fire is that there was a candle placed in the window. There might have been a small drift of wind or something that moved one of the drapes into the path of the candle, and it ignited almost instantly.
To the flames climbing the curtains and then rolling over the ceiling.
You can see it went from an incipient or like a beginning stage fire to the entire room being involved and fire rolling over the roof in under 3 minutes.
The sheer speed shows just how quickly fire can move, doubling in size every minute.
What we talk about in the fire service is flashover, or when everything in a compartment or a room is on fire. For that to happen in today's time, it only takes about 2 to 3 minutes for an entire room to be in a flashover stage. In a home, say 50 years ago, that would take 15 minutes. So we had lots of time to react to a fire in a structure. And today we just don't have that same amount of time.
The products used to build new homes and make household items like furniture are much different than what they used to be. And as a result, structure fires now burn faster and hotter.
Back in the day, everything was natural finishes, right? So it was wood, wool, fabrics that took a long time to actually burn. Today, most of those plastics and foams we use in our construction are literally fuel, and they burn way quicker than they ever did in the past.
With so much fuel in your home, there is not much time to get out. The reason why you need an escape plan, so you and your family know what to do when there's an emergency.
You might have small children that have to be carried out, so you have to factor that in. You might have older relatives now living with you, grandparents and parents living with you that might need extra assistance out of the house. Like this gentleman was, he used a walker, so that slows down your exit plan. So you need to practice it and make sure it's actually something that will work. The different makeups of your living situation and how that might impact your ability to escape if there is in fact a fire. We're so fortunate that this family was able to escape without injury or worse, and we're really fortunate that they wanted to share this video, to share it with other families so you could see just truly how quickly fires grow.
For information on creating your own escape plan and staying safe at home, visit westmetrofire.org.
Special thanks to the family for sharing this video in hopes that other families can learn from it. In their case, we know that a candle placed in the window started the fire. But in some fires, it's more difficult to pinpoint the cause.
You ready to go work?
That's why in 2020, we added a new member to our fire investigations team, Rotzi, a 3-year-old lab who's been trained through the State Farm Arson Dog program. Rotzi is one of 3 arson dogs in the state, and while working for West Metro, will also lend his expertise to other fire districts that may be in need of assistance. While our firefighters have to be ready for anything, there are those calls that no one could have predicted. And that was the case in July, when our technical rescue team was called to assist with a sleeping bear. The bear climbed a tree in a family's backyard in a neighborhood near Bear Creek Boulevard and West Jewel. Officers with the Colorado Parks and Wildlife tranquilized him to bring him down, but instead, he fell asleep.
Keep going, Spear.
He's only on the feet.
It's coming, it's coming.
Our team built a rope system to help get him down safely. The bear was relocated to bear habitat in the Pike San Isabel National Forest.
We need a blindfold.
In 2020, we saw another first for West Metro, the christening of a new fire engine. We have many traditions in the fire service, and in February, before COVID-19 restrictions, we asked the community to come out and help us start a new one.
Today is ringing in and christening ceremony for the new West Metro Fire Engine number 9.
Thank you all again for coming today.
There's a rich tradition in the fire service of bringing new apparatus in when we put them in service after purchasing them. We had our old engine and our new engine here today, and a multitude of things happened. We did a bucket brigade where we took a bucket of water from the old truck and put it into the new one, with the help of the community and a lot of little firefighters, future firefighters, giving us a hand as well. And then we did a ceremonial wash down with, again, water from the old engine, cleaning off the new engine, kind of welcoming it to the fleet. And again, the community assisted with that, and then drying the engine off.
We wish we had your guys' help all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We replacarded the new engines with the number 9. And then we also had one of our firefighters as a chaplain and gave us a blessing. And finally, we ended it with a ceremonial ringing of the bell.
We would like to proudly present to our board of directors, our citizens, our staff, our members, West Metro Fire Engine 9 with the ringing of 8 bells, signifying that it is in service and available.
Engine 9 serves the community of Morrison and along the interface and the hogback here. So we had a lot of other things to consider when designing this engine. Wildland fire was one of the primary thoughts in it, as well as technical rescue with Red Rocks, Green Mountain, Dakota Ridge. We do a lot of off-road stuff as well with carryouts, so we needed space for all that equipment as well. It was a 2-year process from just throwing some ideas around to getting it on the drawing board, meeting with our vendors, and just seeing what our community needed from a new engine. These engines last, 15 to 20 years on the front lines. So we're thinking of now the needs today, but also the needs for the future.
Attention all stations and units on the air. Please show Engine 9 in service and available.
It's everybody's fire engine and ready for service.
Well, those are the lights.
Engine 9's home is our Station 9 near C470 and Morrison Road. We appreciate the support of the community at the christening and the support we see every single day of the year.
Say thank you guys so much.
Public service not only means emergency response, but also being part of this community. And all of us here at West Metro, from our firefighters to our staff, believe in whatever it takes to serve.